Hello, welcome. Trying to get myself in the middle of the frame. Hi, welcome to our online weight management class. My name is Melissa. I'm HealthAware's registered dietitian and personal trainer. My phone stand keeps slipping. Let me put something heavier behind it. 1 second. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. It's the third Wednesday of the month, which means that it's time for our weight management class. Today, our topic is mindful eating. I'm glad that all of you are here, whether you're watching live or the recorded version later on. Mindful eating is something that can be important all the time, but it's also important during the holiday season. So, let's get started. I've been trying to keep these classes a little bit shorter lately, just because I know everyone's very busy with the holiday season, so a shorter class tends to be what people can fit in. So let's get started. 'Tis the season for leftover Halloween candy, multiple Thanksgiving meals starting next week, snacks in the office break room, and holiday parties one after the other. Socially distanced, of course. Whether you want to avoid overeating and gaining extra pounds, or you need to control your blood sugar if you have diabetes, which we talked about last week, or you simply want to consume only what your body actually requires, the holiday season can make that goal challenging. But mindful eating might actually help you achieve that goal, holiday season or not. Mindfulness refers to the practice of being aware and in the moment. That's kind of why we also have our meditation class. It goes along with this as well today. All too often, our thoughts wander somewhere other than where we are right now. Perhaps we're preoccupied with what happened an hour ago, or worried about what might happen tomorrow. That's the camp I live in. Or stressed over what we need to do next week. Also that for me too. I'm sure many of you can relate. Mindfulness encourages us to notice these preoccupations and then to gently bring ourselves back to the present. Mindfulness can help you fully enjoy a meal and the experience of eating, and with moderation and restraint. Some studies suggest that mindfulness-based practices help improve eating habits. For those who binge eat or eat for comfort or eat out of stress, so that emotional type of eating, mindful eating may aid with those and with weight loss. So today we're going to talk about 10 tips for mindful eating. Not all these tips may feel right for you, so try a few and see how they work. We've got 10 to choose from. So number 1 is reflect. Before you begin eating, or even perhaps making your meal, take a moment to reflect upon how you feel. Are you rushed, stressed, sad, bored, hungry? What are your wants and what are your needs? Differentiate between the two. After you've taken this moment to reflect, then you can choose if you want to eat, maybe you're not even hungry, what you want to eat if you actually are hungry, and how you want to eat. Number 2 is to sit down. This is actually one that I think is so applicable to us, and something that I've worked better on myself even. Sit down. Don't eat on the go or while standing at the kitchen counter. That is something I have been guilty of, is standing up while eating. Have a seat when you eat. You're less likely to appreciate your food when you're multitasking, when you're busy going places, driving around, running around the house. It's also difficult to keep track of how much you're actually eating when you're on the go while you're eating. Number 3, another one I'm sure a lot of us are guilty of. Turn off the TV or anything with a screen. These days we have a lot of screen options, so turn off anything with a screen. Have you ever glanced down from your phone or your tablet or your computer only to wonder where all your food went? Yeah, these distractions, those screens, make us way less aware of what and how much we are eating. Try it for a meal. See how much of a difference it may actually make for you. Number 4, serve out your portions. Resist eating straight from the bag or the box. Not only is it easier to overeat when you can't see how much you've had or have no parameters of control, but it's also harder to fully appreciate your food when it's completely hidden from view. Number 5, I know that some have actually told me that they've practiced this next one. Number 5, pick a smaller plate. I've had people with good success doing this alone. You might crave less if you see less. Smaller plates will help you with portion control, which is an especially good strategy for all you can eat meals, which we may have some of those coming up. And a smaller plate is somewhat of a trick for your mind, for your eyes, to make it seem like you're eating more when the plate around it is smaller. Number 6, give gratitude. That's kind of the season that we're in right now for Thanksgiving, but give gratitude. Before you start to eat, pause and take a moment to acknowledge the labor that went into providing the meal, whether that's giving thanks to the farmers, the factory workers, the animals, the earth, the chefs, or even your companions at the table. Being grateful, taking that moment before the eating begins. Claudia had a question, what's the ideal size of plate? So there are tons of different plates these days. So it's really gonna depend on what you're actually eating. If you're eating a salad that's mostly vegetables, it's not gonna matter as much. Vegetables are great for us, eat a lot of those. But for a general meal, the recommended size of plate that a lot of like the My Plate type of diagrams, those are all based on, is just a 9-inch plate. Most of our plates these days tend to be 10 inches, sometimes bigger, but 9-inch would probably be a good maximum to aim for. Some people even, I think that's maybe called a lunch plate. For certain brands of dishes, they call it a lunch plate size, I think is 9 inches. So somewhere in that 7 to 9 inch range would be appropriate for a full meal. Hope that answers the question. Yeah. Oh, it gives me a perfect time to flip over my notes too. Okay, you're welcome. Let me know if you have any more questions. Love it. Number 7, this is one that is very, very doable, a tangible goal to work on to help with mindfulness. Number 7 is chew 30 times. Try to get 30 chews out of each bite of food, or as many as you can. 30 is a rough guide, and it might be difficult to get that many chews. It's even difficult to maybe get 10 chews out of certain soft foods like oatmeal or mashed potatoes, something like that. Those are much more difficult to get 30 actual chews. But the rest of our foods, try to get 30 chews. It is way harder than you think, but it becomes a much more mindful experience when you're counting the chews, making sure that you're fully chewing your food before swallowing. I am guilty of not chewing my food enough. Last night for dinner, I was doing it in my mind, counting my chews. It is very unnatural for most of us to get that many chews of our food. But again, it helps slow down and be more mindful about what we're eating, keeping control over what we're eating. Number 8, put down your utensil. Often we're already preparing our next bite of food with our utensil while we're still on the previous bite. Try putting down your utensils after each bite, and don't pick them back up until you have enjoyed and swallowed what you already have in your mouth. Again, this is not a natural thing for us to actually put the utensil down and sort of rest in between each bite. Focus on the one bite we have, but intentionally putting your utensil down will make it a much more intentional experience eating. Number 9, resign from the clean plate club. I know I've talked about this before, but many of us were brought up to finish everything on our plate, and we were not allowed to leave the table until we did. It's okay to cancel your membership to the Clean Plate Club. Consider packing up the leftovers to go if you don't want to waste any food, or just leave the last few bites. It's okay. Even though none of us like to waste food, remember that overstuffing yourself, eating more than you need, is not helping those that actually are in need. I'm sure that we probably have all been told by our parents to finish what we eat. There's starving people, places in the world. At least that's what I heard when I was a kid. But us stuffing ourselves as adults is not helping anybody else in need. There was something else I was going to say about this. That's okay. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, yes, I tend to be a clean plate club type of person. But for some of it's like me, for some of us, it's more of a like the perfectionism of cleaning the full plate. Whereas my husband, he will leave stuff on his plate because he wants the perfect last bite. So for someone like that, it's a little easier to leave things on the plate. For people like me, it is a little bit harder to get away from that clean plate club mentality. All right, number 10, our last tip for mindful eating is silence. Try eating your meals in silence once in a while. When it's quiet, it's natural for the mind to wander. Acknowledge each thought and then see if you can gently return your mind back to the experience of eating. Be conscious of the food's consistency, flavor, taste, and smell, and fully appreciate the moment while you're eating. Of course, mealtime can be an important time for sharing the day with your whole family, the household that gathers. So having an entire meal in silence may not necessarily be practical or comfortable. Might be a little awkward to have an entire meal with your family in silence. But even spending the first 5 or 10 minutes of the meal in silence can be refreshing and set a grateful tone for the rest of the meal. To wrap up, I also want to mention that mindfulness offers many benefits throughout the year, but it can be especially helpful during the holidays. Even beyond healthful eating, just the mindfulness part. Purposely focusing your attention on the present can help you embrace companionship and connectivity, which is more limited these days due to COVID, I know. It can help your overall contentment and can help make the season more meaningful for you. So we do have a meditation class every Thursday at 5:30 here, not Thursday, every Tuesday at 5:30 here on our Facebook page. And that is a great class to sort of help guide you with mindfulness. That's really what meditation is. So that can be a helpful practice to get you more into that habit of being mindful with your eating as well, and in life in general. That was the end of our class for today, keeping it short, so hopefully you can stay around for all of the information. Let me know if you have any more questions, comments, feedback in the comment section down below. Again, thank you all for taking the time during this busy season to join me for class today, whether live or the recorded version later on. Let me know if you have any requests for next month's class for weight management. I will be back again the third Wednesday in December for this class. Also, just a reminder, you may have seen the posts that we have. All of our classes are now online again, now that things have sort of regressed a little with our COVID status here in the county. So all classes are online. You can find them all on here, saved in our videos. The schedule is posted on our Facebook page. And I will be here tomorrow with strength training class at 9 a.m. Other than that, have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, since I won't see you for this class until after Thanksgiving. Bye.